Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
Now, we're going to talk about Sister Clare. She was from Derry. I think you mentioned she might have been a bit of a wild child in her teens and her 20s. So tell us about her.
She was sister. She was one of a family of about 7 or 8. It was a biggish family, and from Derry. From Derry, and she was talented, but kind of wild in the sense of not adhering to what she was brought up as. She was actually brought up as a Catholic, and she dispensed with that when she was, I think, about 15. But she had great ability in acting and all the rest of it. And then she was headhunted by either the BBC or ITV, and at a young age, perhaps 17 or 18, she had a part in children's programmes and a bright future ahead of her. Okay. Now, she had friends then, I think maybe when she was a little older than that, and and she was always going to parties and this, that and the other, and she would have been leading a life in that world of flesh and the devil type of thing, that type of life, and the way a lot of people can be hooked on that, and the moral situation doesn't come into the picture. So some friends that she had said they were going to Spain, which she said that's great, and she was looking forward to parties and such like, and so on and so forth. So when they went to Spain, it turned out that they went to some religious type of situation, and she was not too pleased about that, but she was stuck. She went, and in this particular place it was to do with a priest gave a homily about the Blessed Virgin and how they could be that their lives could change for the better. And these were young people who were often, leading a different type of life. But in any event, at this particular event, they were invited to come up, and the priest had the cross and kissed the cross. Mm-hmm. Now, she did that reluctantly. I think she was at the back of the church, but she did it. And for some reason or other, her life changed.
What age was she now at this stage?
She was about 21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah. And whenever she went back, when she went to some place, her life changed. Mm-hmm. And in that particular place, there was known as devoted to the Immaculate Conception or something like that. She was she joined that order, and there were sort of missionary type sisters, and given education to young people, particularly disadvantaged, or not necessarily all disadvantaged, but that type of thing. So after her training, and one of the priests that did it spoke highly about her, that he knew that she was going to do something good. She went to she went then to the USA, and I think Florida or somewhere like that, where they were doing it, and she was teaching young people in the school system. And they were attracted to her, whatever way she had of doing it. I saw there was a video about her on the EWTN. Marvellous the way she was able to connect with them, and these ones from different homes and some well-to-do. They all got the message. They all got the message the way she was able to impart it. And she would have done great work there in that state. But then they transferred her to South America, one country first, and then I think finally Ecuador. But wherever she was, she picked up the language. She could pick up a language, and she was great with the children in Ecuador. Great. And as a matter of fact, then she was teaching them music as well.
Oh, wow.
The whole lot, yeah. She was multi-talented in the way that she did, but she had the gift of being able to communicate to young people and get them on board. And she did it even in Ecuador. Now, she come along and the next thing was she said she was going to go upstairs. There was tremors, I think, in the place that she was in, and she was going upstairs and teach them something more about the music. And there was an earthquake. Now, there wasn't that many killed, but she was killed, and the five little musicians.
Oh no, that's a very sad story.
And it caused terrible, what would they call it? Sadness and tears.
Of course.
Not just there, but in wherever she happened to be. And now her cause for beatification is going ahead because of the exemplary life that she led from the time she was saved, if you like, or she got her life changed, and she did such good. There's a picture of her there, and it's in South America.
Oh wow!
And you can see how happy she is. There's an article about her in this, but you can see there she is.
You can see, she looks like a very classy.
And these are all,
You'd never actually think by looking at her she was at one stage a wild child, you know.
Yeah, well, they describe her as that, but in other words, she was vivacious, I suppose. The wild business can have a wrong connotation. She wasn't out staying out.
But she was very young.
She was young, and she was
only a kid, really.
Correct, and then when she was grown up, she stopped going to mass, I think, when she was 15. But then everything changed when she kissed the cross.
Well, there you go.
And it was a marvellous story, and there was a video done about her, and quite frankly, and let me see, 33 years of age, alone. There she is there, picture of her.
Oh, lovely.
She's lovely, yeah.
She's 33 years old when she died.
That's right, yeah. And look at that joy that's in that face.
Wow.
This is what the Holy Spirit does to people. It changes their life completely.
It does,
the sour face disappears and joie de vivre, as they say in France, joy appears.
They blossom.
Correct.
Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you very much, Oliver.